use the content that we generated for RX Mobility. So when anyone who's a customer that's on this particular webinar, we would have distributed a media kit to you, and I'm going to use that particular media kit and that content for this particular webinar. But just note that you can use other content and follow the same principles, and it will apply. So there's a variety of things we're going to use: videos, images, some words, content that we're going to upload, and you'll see that in your media kit. But again, as I said, you can use that from other sources as well. Let me just go down here. So the media kit that we distributed comprised three main things. There was in-store and mailing materials. So things like a letter document that you could print on your HP printer, rack card. There was a variety of different rack cards, one about the mobile app, one about quick refills, business card, video, QR tags, things that you can physically put into your store or put in as bag stuffers. These are things you can print in-store, print with a Vista printer or local printer, and you can distribute that content around the store. Then in the media kit, we've also created content for your website. And the website's a really important part of getting RX Mobility and indeed your business promoted. And I'll go into that in a little bit. Things like we have a video, badges, icons, app description. Indeed, there's even a refill form as part of RX Mobility that you can integrate into your website. And lastly, the social content that we have put into your media kit also. That includes things like Facebook ads, YouTube banners, and so on. So that's sort of the media kit that we've developed. And let's just go into, so this is a 90-day plan. We split it up into 12 weeks, so 3 months, 12 weeks. And here's the goal for the first month. Get your online and in-store marketing channels set up. That's the first thing to do. Get high-value customers on board. Review your lab's workflow and verify that PK Compound RX is okay. Things are arriving into your to-do list, and patient messaging is operational. So that's sort of the first goal. It's a slow ramp, if you like, into marketing the app or marketing the business, and it's about getting things working, making sure you get things set up and getting getting a flow in your business. First thing, set up all the in-store display materials from the pack. There's printed items, the QR codes, letter, business rack cards. One of them is on the right-hand side of the screen. You can place it at the point of sale. The video, there's a high-definition video in your media kit. You can put that on an in-store display. For mailing, you can use it as the items as a bag stuffer at the dispensing station. You could give it to your driver for deliveries. So get that stuff set up, distributed around the store. You'll see the various items in your media kit that you get. But the next thing to do in the first week is to set up your online digital channels. And really, the really important thing is to look at the web page. See, you have a website, and you want to put information on the website about the mobile app so that people can easily access it. And we're going to be using it for a variety of different reasons. But so there's images. All the content that's needed is there in the media kit. So just get that particular web page set up. Our suggestion is some layout like this. So an image of an app, the video, the icons linking to the app store, maybe a contact us form, copy and paste the text associated with the app in there. And that's the page. It's something a developer can do really easily. It shouldn't be expensive. The other things to think about are, and particularly important for what I'm going to talk about, is Facebook. Set up a Facebook business page, and I previously covered that on a previous webinar. An Instagram business page is also part of that, in that Instagram is now owned by Facebook. It appeals to a younger demographic, and that might be something that you want to think about in the context of your business. Younger demographics are less loyal than an older demographic, but they are the future of your business. Twitter account, Snapchat account, you can also set up. Twitter accounts, we found both of these channels not to be hugely brilliant in the pharmacy sector, but nonetheless, they're worth considering. And in terms of setting up the website, what you want to do is add what's called a Facebook tracking pixel on your website. And what that does is it automatically creates an audience in Facebook of people that are actually going to your website so that you can retarget ads to them. So that's sort of the setup of those digital channels. And just to summarize the type of changes that need to take place for this full 90-day plan. Week 1, insert, and so this is so you can consolidate it and give it to your developer in one go. Week 1, insert a Facebook tracking pixel on your website. Week 3, insert a user pass text service pop-up. I'll talk about that in a minute. And week 4, an email sign-up form. So anything that has to be done on your website, you can do it all in one go. I've just split it up into the usage of these items into over a 4-week period. So that's an overview of the actual item, of the set things that you must do on your website. So we're just going to go into it. Post the following message and image on all your social channels. And the image, save time with your pharmacy name, compounding pharmacy mobile app, refills on the go, read first about special offers, medications, and refill reminders. You link your web page featuring your mobile app, and you put in tags associated with your business. And these are search tags that are now operational. You're aware of it in Twitter because it's been very commonplace, but also Facebook have that information now. So locations you serve, so what city, your pharmacy name. You could tag the treatments you cover, the illnesses, the conditions, the products you sell, any related terms that your customers might want to search for. Compounder near me. Think about those type of terms, and you can put them in. And so sites, Twitter and Instagram have been using tags to help people find your posts, and there's usually a hash in front of them. Twitter has a limit of 140 characters, which you're aware of, so you really only can use the most important tags. Instagram has no limit. You can use these particular tags for future posts, save them in a document somewhere, and you can use the app promotion item from your media pack to support that. So let me just show you that in operation, if I may. So I'm just going to go onto Facebook. Here is our Facebook page for PWRX Pharmacy. It's not a real pharmacy. It's one that we use for showing people about Facebook, and it's the app that we have. It's a pretend or sandbox refill app connected to PWRX Pharmacy. The pharmacy is based in Houston. So we can, I have a couple of words that I've just copied here, slightly different to what I said earlier on, and I just put that in. I'm going to say I had pre-prepared these here, and I could just put that in here. And you can see that's going populated into Facebook. I want to add an image, and I'm just going to put an app engagement image and upload that. And that's it. I'm going to publish it, and that's it done. And I'm going to publish it as a regular post. I'm not going to turn it into an offer or a deal right now. I'm just going to publish it as a regular post in this particular instance. I'm also not going to promote this right now, even though I have the opportunity to boost the post and promote it, because we're going to talk about that in a little bit. But this is just week 1. This is just finding your feet and getting started. And you do the same thing on Twitter. You can do the same thing on Instagram, on Snapchat if you set up those channels. Our view though is that Facebook is really the number one channel for engaging patients. We've done an awful lot of analysis over the last while, and with the number of users and the way that you can target demographics on Facebook, it is really, really powerful. So that's the first post. That's your first week with the setup of the channels and your first post via Facebook. Then into video, we've run a webinar on this before, how to set up a YouTube account. There is information in your media kit related to YouTube. There's YouTube channel art in there. It's just set up for your pharmacy. It's not set up for the mobile app. You add the channel image from your media pack. You upload an app video from your media pack. We've included 2. One is the value proposition about the app itself. It's a 30-second video, and it talks about refills on the go and the convenience of using a mobile app to do refills on the go. And the second video that we've uploaded into your media pack is what is compounding. And both of those particular videos are branded in your business brand. You can add a full description of each video and tag it so that people can search for it. You can also send a link back into your website from YouTube. From YouTube to your website. Separately, you should upload the video into your Facebook account. Do not link Facebook into YouTube. Increasingly, Facebook want all of the content to be derived from their sources. So they prioritize content that's uploaded into Facebook versus if you just copy the post and copy and paste into Facebook from YouTube, the Facebook one will be prioritized. Upload the video into Instagram and then share these things. Share it on video, share you could, on Twitter if you have the account set up. Let me just show you very quickly how to do that. It's slightly different to Facebook, but this is what our RX Mobility YouTube channel looks like. So I've logged in. This is my banner, YouTube banner here on top. I've linked my website into it. That's something that you should do. The specific authorization and way of doing it. Again, if you just track back to one of our webinars, it tells you how to do it. And simply just upload a video and press that button on the top right-hand side of the screen. And you select the file to upload. And if you go into the media kit, this is the media kit that we have for PWRX Pharmacy. And you can see here I have one of the kits here related to one of the videos here related to the mobile app. I can put in a description. Again, I'll just go back to the Word here document, and I will take this particular description, improve you and your family's health. Put that here, put in my pharmacy, some items, refill, mobile app, some search terms associated with it. In our case, we've got a variety of different playlists. I'm not going to add that here. I might just put it into marketing your mobile app. And once that's been uploaded, it'll be published. And on the left-hand side, you see that the video will be live, that link. And that link you can then use and promote that link for various different channels that you've set up. You can copy and paste into Facebook if you want. It just won't get that broad much promotion on Facebook versus if you upload it into Facebook. You definitely should send it out via email, via Twitter, and so on. So that's sort of that particular video there, and that's the link to it. So let me just go back to the PowerPoint and start from here again. So that's the actual week 2. Week 2 as well, we suggest that you ask and guide customers in store. We've had customers, members who have only used in-store promotion to actually get the app downloaded. And a successful, I mean, it depends on the size of your business, but we have seen people with downloads into the thousands, a significant portion of the business. And so at the point of sale, have your staff trained to ask the customer if the app has been installed. Help them to install the app. Mention the benefits and offer to help customers install it there and then. You could even put a script number into it. It's connected to PK. Once you put the script number into it and you put in their date of birth, then the app starts to populate. If they don't want to do that, offer to include a printed card of the purchase to take with them and install later. Train the staff in bag stuffing at dispensing and delivery stations. Again, this is a really, really powerful way of doing it. Before we became sophisticated at marketing the app, in actual fact, this is really the primary way that people were using it. Was in-store promotion, one-on-one, getting people to use the actual tool. A great item has been a competition. Create a competition in store to encourage people to download your mobile app. Everyone who can, who shows they have it installed on the phone gets to enter into a monthly draw. It could be a discount. It could be a free offer. Create a page on your website with information about the in-store competition and include links to install the app. Post a link to your competition onto Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and Snapchat. And then just think of Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and Snapchat as delivery mechanisms, as way of communicating with your customers. Same as you would mail out something in the post. This is just a delivery mechanism that gets stuff to them. One of the things that we suggest doing in week 3 is installing a little widget onto your website, which allows you to send a text message linked to the patients to download the app. It's called User Path. It's not an expensive item to do, and I'm just going to show you that operational here on our website. So if we go here onto the RX Mobility website, you can see here, I can enter my cell number, and the actual widget will then text me an SMS text. It'll text me a link to the app in both Apple and Android. And it's a quite an easy item to set up. Some code needs to be copy and pasted into your website. Your developer would do that, and here's how the setup looks. I call the app name PWRX Compounding Pharmacy Refill App. Here's my link, so the iOS download link. So that's for Apple, and the Android link. And these links are, these are really important, because everything that you do in terms of promoting the app online on digital channels will actually use these particular links. Even if they're hidden from you and they're hidden behind an image or behind a button, these links are really important. Here's the SMS message. Thank you. Here's a download link to the RX Mobility Test Refill app. And that's it. And you just grab the code and go live and save that. That's the code. You copy and paste that, send to your developer along with the documentation as to what to do. They'll know immediately what to do. It's a very standard way of implementing code in a website. And then you just press publish, and that particular item is published. And you have an item here that looks like that on your website, like I have here. The tool itself has also got analytics and metrics associated with it. So I have one here, for example, that I've got running for a little while. And you can see in the last couple of days, I've had 83 times it's been viewed. It's been sent twice, and I've had 4 App Store redirects, so four downloads of our app on the last couple of days. So it can be quite a useful tool to get the app out there. In your case, I think it'll be a much more productive tool. I just have it here to show it to people in operation. But in your case, I think it'll be a much more productive tool, because people are actually going to download the app for the first time over that 90-day period. In our case, we're emailing. Not a lot of our customers want to see the PWRX app in advance. They don't want to see it. They don't need to see it, because they understand the value proposition. So I think it'll be a very productive tool for you folks. So that's that user path. Then moving into week 4, the 4th week of the first month, it's about reaching out to your customers. Focus on high-value customers that, we say apply Pareto's law, 80-20 rule, the 80% or 20% of the customers give you 80% of your revenue, or maybe the 20% of the customers that cause 80% of the calls to happen into your pharmacy. Do an analysis and concentrate on those. That's where RX Mobility adds a ton of value, is in reducing phone calls. If you have postal addresses, send out the letter in your media pack. If you have email addresses, send out an email in your media in your media pack. Include links into the app. You could use tools like MailChimp, which we use, or Campaign Monitor to manage and send your email newsletter. We'll also, on your behalf, can send out an SMS message to up to 200 of your high-value customers. Just give us separate to this, when you've signed up and you're using the tool around towards the end of the 4th week after it's been deployed, give us a list of 200 of your customer cell phone numbers. That's all I need. I don't want any customer names or any other data, just literally a list of cell numbers, and we'll send out a link to your app to those 200 people. So if you haven't started an email list, it is really important to do. There's a ton of things you can do with people's emails. And that's the item. That's a third of the items we suggest you do on your website, is actually put something on your website to grab email addresses. MailChimp, Campaign Monitor, they have forms that you can add to your website asking people to subscribe. You could do it at the point of sale. Ask customer for their name, mobile, email address. Ask them, do they want to opt in? Tell them you could have create a campaign, that you'll have exclusive offers for people opt into the email. They'll get early access to special offers, events, news, advice. Make sure that when you do collect this information, make sure it gets put onto into the actual list and that it gets used. But you can use emails in a variety of different ways, not just to market to them, but you can also use them to upload them into Google and into Facebook to retarget them via advertising. So one thing that we suggest that you do is to create a weekly post to social media. It could be a very short blog that you put on your website about a topic of interest that your customers would really like, helpful advice, 75 words, an inspirational image on Google or Pinterest to fit your audience, and then post it to your website with a link back to the source. And link back to the source could be that, you know, you've curated some content from somebody else, and you just link back to them, so you credit them, and then you share on your social channels. If you plan one post a week and you keep it simple and relevant, it won't take you a lot of time to do it. And I've got an example of that I've done on our website here, just to give you an example of what, you know, what is possible. Look, here's BHRT and compounding. So this is a post. I've not published it, but you can see that I've written a small number of words on BHRT, compounding, its value proposition, why it, you know, what it means, and, you know, what the symptoms are. And I've linked back to something that I had read about Oprah Winfrey, and Oprah Winfrey was, you know, she's written a lot about and had shows about BHRT. So I just linked back to her story, and I've given her credit. And, you know, she liked that, or the Oprah.com would like that, because it gives them credibility with Google to have a lot of link backs from other sources. So I'm linking back to it, and, you know, I'm talking about BHRT. So once that's posted, or once that's published, you can actually take the link for that particular item, and then just put it into your Facebook again. You could just put it into Facebook and put the link down here. So if I was to publish that, I haven't published it, but if I was to publish that, and I just publish that there now. Publish that now. I'm going to unpublish it in a minute. I'm going to view the post just to get the URL, and there it is. That's my link. Copy that. I could have a nice image in it. I don't have a nice image, you know, uploaded by default. Sorry, excuse me. And just go back to Facebook, and I could just copy and paste that. Great post about BHRT, and so on and so forth. Link to it, and just send it out and publish it. It'll start. Facebook will automatically get a preview of it, so you can see here's the text preview, our URL, where it comes from, and if there was an image that I had there, like if I had an image posted, then it would actually pull that image as well, and I can just publish it and publish that particular piece of content. And that doesn't take a lot of time to do. Maybe, you know, and it's worthwhile doing it in order to build that following. So let me just go back to the presentation, and that's our fourth week. It's the hardest. The first month is the hardest month, in that there's a lot of setup to do. But after that, it's sort of utilizing all the setup and all the challenges set up, and you're into month two. So month two, the goal is expand your audience and attract new customers. So how do you go about doing that? How do you expand your audience, attract new customers? So one of the ways to think about it, you know, again, this is not online, this is offline, but approach other organizations that your customers tend to visit. It could be doctors, surgeries, physicians, hospitals, clinics, health centers, health food shops. You already have the content that you could place at these locations, and you could reciprocate the favor, and you could put, say, a physician's rec card into your pharmacy. Also ask if they can mention, link back to your website from their websites, in particular into the mobile app page. So form those type of partnerships, both, you know, offline, so with physical printed items in each other's premises, but also online by connecting your website to theirs and vice versa. You know, have a post about the physician, say physician X, Y, and Z specializes in whatever, and post back and get them to talk about you as a compounding pharmacy and what you specialize in, and link back to your website. So in week one, then, repost. If you look back at the content that we posted in the first month from Facebook, just repost it. Repost exactly the same content from month one, week one, on all of your social channels. So Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and Snapchat. Ask staff and friends to share that post with your network, with their respective networks, to start to get traction with it. People don't mind. It's not a, you know, it's a normal way of doing things to see repeat posts. A lot of people, anyway, because the way Facebook works, they won't see necessarily the repeat posts anyway. And if they do, it's accepted as normal within reason. The difference between this particular post and the last time is that we're going to promote your post. And you're going to boost it for, we suggest, a very small amount of money. It could be as little as $1 a day for 1 week. And the boosting is actually the simplest form of Facebook advertising, and that allows you to promote a post to your target audience. You set your targets to fans of your Facebook page and their friends. you got that from the Facebook tracking pixel. You'll see it when you have the audience. You limit the target location, geographic locations, and age groups that you serve. And by default, by the way, a boosted Facebook post is also promoted to Instagram. You may want to switch that off because our experience has been that Instagram can be quite expensive to boost to. So promote. That's the first element of promotion. Let's just have a look at how that actually occurs. Let's just go back out to Facebook, and let's say I want to publish. I want to boost the original post here. I'm going to boost that post, and you can see that this is how you boost it. I can set up different types of audiences. In one case, I've set up, let's say, BHRT New York. Let's say I'm based in New York and my pharmacy is focused on BHRT. I can edit that audience and Facebook will come up. Who am I targeting? I'm targeting women of a certain age in Manhattan at a 25-mile radius. And I can get actually narrower than that. I mean, you can pull it right down to 10 miles. You can even actually reduce it with their Facebook ad manager down to a mile if you wanted to. I've just picked up interests as family, relationships, fitness, and wellness, but there's actually ways of getting much tighter audience characteristics than that. Facebook have said my audience selection is great. The potential audience reach is 821,000 people. Great. That's in the green arrow. It's perfect. If it goes into red, it means it's too specific, and so they actually won't advertise it. And if it goes into yellow, it's too broad. It's a useless ad. So that's sort of, I just saved that off, and that's my actual audience that I'm going to advertise to. And if I was to put in $1 a day, you can see that I would reach 93 to 250 people. Just do it for a day, and I could track conversions using the Facebook pixel as well. Although I don't have Facebook pixel on our website, but you can switch it on, charge it my MasterCard, and I can just boost that. I can set up a campaign for custom times, 7 days, 14 days, whatever. In our case, we're talking about 7 days. We were talking about, and let's say we're going to pick $10 for the campaign. Just have a look at what is it going to do for $10. You spend $1.42 a day, and you can see that the reach will be about 1,000 to 2,500 people. And again, depending on the city that you're in, that could be really, really powerful. Our experience has been that is the reach in even smaller cities. So if you've got a city of 200,000 people, that's your sort of catchment area, that you get same or similar type of reaches over the same period of time for a BHRT type campaign. I'm just going to cancel out of that. There's no need for us to do it, but that's what the ad would look like. And then it'll appear in people's Facebook profiles, and they'll actually see your advertisement come up as a sponsored ad. How it'll differ from your organic or the actual posts that you submitted is that it'll appear with sponsored underneath it, just where my mouse is there. Okay, so that's how that would work. So we're already in month 2, week 2, and we're going to repost and promote again. We're going to put in the video from the first week, and we're going to put that onto all social networks. We're going to ask staff friends to share that post, so that video, we're going to ask them to share it again. We're going to promote the video posts on Facebook and Instagram, same thing as we just did a minute ago. We're going to boost the posts on Facebook for $10 for a period of 1 week. We're going to adjust, though, the targeting to include people with an interest in support groups or associations related to your key therapeutic categories. So you can actually go in and do that and look for associations or support groups that around your therapeutic categories. So that would be the suggested and change to the actual previous campaign. Another thing to look at is local directories. Add your website and mobile app to local directories. Set up a Google Local or Google's Business listing. Also on Yahoo Local and Yelp. One way to do this is search on Google for pharmacies in your city to see if there's other local directories exist besides, say, Yelp and Google Local. Add a listing for your business and mention geographic areas that you serve and the products and services you provide. One thing that's really popular that we find really, really good is just do a 1-minute video of yourself. A 1 minute could be you, it could be a customer, it could be a physician, a testimonial. Just talk about your pharmacy for 1 minute, 30 seconds even. Do it via cell phone. What's really important is to get good sound quality, even more important than getting good video quality uploaded. have a talk about your pharmacy with emotion. People love that. It's your face. You're the face of the business. Put that up onto and promote it on the various channels, on the various social channels. Have fun, just do it. Get your emotion across your business. And I've met a lot of compounding pharmacists, and I was in Houston last week at the International, and I see the emotion and that you have for compounding. So get that across in a 1 minute video and send and promote it. Again, in week 4, then send out an email newsletter. Share on all of your social networks that you're sending out a newsletter this week. Ask them to sign up at a link on your website. Send out the email newsletter with a link to your video competition, the app. There's a lot of content there that you have. You don't have to create it. And that sort of gets us to the end of month 2. We started growing our audience base, and we started promoting it. You should start to see all the metrics trending upwards at this point in time. So in month 3, though, what we're going to do is we're going to use paid promotion to attract exactly the type of new customers that you want. We're going to expand that reach. And to do that, I'm just going to talk a little bit about what the Facebook campaign types that there are. There are basically 3 of them. There's awareness, consideration, and conversion. Awareness is about reach and brand awareness, and they've Facebook have different types of campaigns for these 3 different types of campaign types. So awareness is about reach and brand awareness, and that's something that you would do at the early part of your campaigns. Consideration then is about getting traffic from Facebook to your web page, or getting engagement on Facebook, things like posts, likes, comments, app installs, video views. That would be engagement. So getting engagement. And then the last item of consideration is lead gen with an email. So you can generate leads from customers, either using your own landing page on your website, or Facebook actually also facilitate this. And then lastly, there's conversions, and there's different types of conversions. There's store visits, product catalog sales on Facebook, or web conversions, i.e. sales. Typically, in your instance, it's going to be about store visits. So when you start on a Facebook campaign type, you start off with awareness, build it to consideration, and ultimately to conversion. And you do that for each of your individual audience types. So, and let's just take an example of how this would work. You log into the Facebook Power Editor. I'm going to show you that in a minute. You create a Facebook audience using the Facebook Pixel that you've installed on your website in the first month. This will target the people who've shown an interest in your services before because they've visited your site. So Facebook knows who's actually visited your site, and they create an audience out of it. Then you create a lookalike audience. So you have an audience, say, of, let's say for the sake of discussion, 500 people that visit your site with a particular demographic profile that suits. They're on your site, so they're there for a reason, because they're interested in your business. Facebook do then is that you can create a lookalike audience to those 500. So Facebook will create a new audience based on people similar to those who visited your website. You put the advert live targeting those 2 audiences, so the ones who visited your site and the ones who are a lookalike audience, and set the time for about a week. And again, $10, not a lot of money to do this. If you want, you can exclude various types of audience types. And if we go back into this, and I'm just conscious of the fact that I'm running low on time because of our delays. If we go into here, this is actually where you set that up. You can see the different types of marketing objectives that I talked about earlier on: awareness, consideration, conversion. So and this is where you set up what I just discussed, and that you set up the different campaign, and the lookalike audience is actually just in here. I'm not going to go into that now because it'll take a little bit of time, but you actually log into the Facebook Ads Manager to do that. And you can see that there's different types of ad sets that you can have based on the objective. So if I wanted to have an engagement then type of audience, then I want to say I want to have page likes as my engagement. I'll continue, and then I can create a campaign from there, and create the actual content from here. So I'm going to have a custom audience. I'm going to have create a lookalike audience from the custom audience. I'm going to pick the locations, my demographics, and then I can get a detailed targeting, such as demographics, interest, behaviors, and so on. And that's how you do that actual very, very specific audience targeting. So that's that particular item. And again, you're actually using the actual content that we had previously created. So one of the things you can also do is you can create a new audience based on your own email and mobile phone numbers collected. That's why I said the email is important. So you can actually upload cell phone numbers and emails, and you can create a custom audience based on that. So you can promote to people that you have on those if you have their emails and phone numbers. And what Facebook will do is it'll try to match that contact information with Facebook profiles. And of course, you can do the same thing. You can have and expand this audience with a lookalike audience. You could even add people who've liked your Facebook page and their friends to this custom audience in your Power Editor. Again, publish this advert and set the time for about a week at a total cost of $10. So we're already in month 3, week 2. One thing to consider is press advertising. It's still out there. It's still happening. But rather than try to advertise the business or in terms of direct advertising it, what you might want to do is to consider trying to get a way of getting contact information such as email addresses from the actual advertisement in the press. So you consider a small series of ads and maybe have some way of collecting email addresses in response to a competition. So it might be something like that, and to expand the type of audience that you're targeting. Again, you have your partner that we had earlier in the campaign. Promote a new post, create a new audience for your potential customers' visits, including competitors, and run a co-promotion with your actual partner. Go back to them at the partner from month 2, and run an offer or competition. The idea that you both promote an offer to your audience and they promote it to their audience, and you sort of expand the sign-ups together. You could have a fishbowl in both locations to grab people's business cards, or a competition for a chance to win a dinner for 2 or something similar. And then you can share the entrance together. You can share the content or the email address together, and share the cost of the campaign together. So it's something worth considering. One item then to sort of look at is promoting new posts. Look back at the ads, the audiences and the adverts that you've worked on over the previous few weeks, and create a new advert audience. So Facebook gives you that facility to do that. So you can begin to add and exclude additional audience types based on the performance of different types of campaigns that you've been running. One thing to consider also is to engage a local influencer. Find and pay a local blogger to target your audience and pay them to review and link to your mobile app, or pay them to, again, doesn't have to be about the mobile apps. It could be to review and link to your particular website. So one of the last things then is, as you get downloads, and even without all of this social stuff, even if you just concentrate on in-store promotion and getting people to use it, and really, really concentrate on that, you can definitely get 1,000 downloads of the app. We've already experienced members who have the app live, and after 4 weeks, they've got 200 downloads. On the second month, another 200 downloads. So it's going to, I know, again, it depends on the size of your business, but you should be looking to get it into the hands of people, because the more they download, the more time you save on the phone calls, and the more engaged you can be with them via the mobile app. The more you can promote to them via the mobile app, and the more refills that you get, you can improve your refill rates. But one of the things to promote, and I know this has really worked very well, that once people have downloaded the app, the next step is they have to start using it. So you can use our marketing. We have a marketing module in the mobile app, and you could use that to create an offer. So, for example, get a 10% discount for the first script using the app. So they have to do 10%. It could be 5%. On Power mainly, it is actually 5%. So you log into the pharmacy portal, you click on messages, and you send a promotional push message. And people do that. You don't want to do this all the time, but maybe every month for all new users of the app. Every month you send out a message, download our mobile app, and get 5% discount on any scripts coming through the app. So that's a quick overview. I've rushed through it a little bit because of our delays earlier on, and I just want to see if there are any questions from anybody. Have you any questions about what I've just been talking to about? If there's anything coming up, just please let me know on any of the topics, anything you want to go into in more detail. I think I have all of the think I can see the questions here. Any questions from anybody? So I have a question about, is the app only good for PK software refills? So thanks for that question, Tracy. So the app is optimized to work with PK Compounder RX. It does work without it, and there's quite a few actually of the compounders are using it without PK because typically they're reducing the phone volume, and they have a stop point that they want to verify everything that actually goes into the prescription management software. So what we have is a portal that you log into, and all the scripts that come in are actually on that portal. And all new scripts, refills, all of the refill reminders or status of the refill reminders are in that portal. They're all there. They're there, all of them, all the time. So no, it doesn't have to work with PK, but it can work more effectively when it is used in conjunction with PK Compounder RX, because what happens is a refill goes straight into the to-do list. Firstly, then once the script has been dispensed, a message goes straight to the patient telling them the item has been dispensed. That's all automatic. And also the app takes information based on the refill, so the day's supply in the PMR, and uses that to generate a refill reminder automatically. So that sort of workflow is more automated, but it does not have to be working with PK. Any other questions for anybody? I mean, if you're new on this, if you haven't seen this before, and again, I'm not sure who's on the webinar, but this might be a lot to take in. We're going to post this webinar to our webpage, and we typically post these webinars to RX Mobility and to the RX Mobility website. You just go to our blogs, and you can see there the blogs. We post the content there all the time. There's the one actually I posted a few minutes ago, which I'll delete after this. Things about Apple, webinars, other content that we have related to RX Mobility. So any other questions from anybody? Anything at all before we hang up? We've got 4 minutes left, so we've got a couple of minutes left if you want to ask me anything. Do you have another, I'm sorry, I can't read this one. Do you have another webinar blog that shows how the app works? Yeah, we have a ton of content. If you go to YouTube, just Google YouTube and RX Mobility app, and there's a lot of content there. And let me just go back here. I'll leave that for a minute. So if you go to RX Mobility here, you will see that there's a lot of content here, and specifically there is a playlist called About RX Mobility here, and there's actually an awful lot of content related to what it's about and how it works. Plus there's a lot of training materials here, so if you want to really get into detail, you can go to the training playlist, and on the training playlist then, let me just pull that over here. There's a training product training playlist, and that goes into a lot of detail about how it works as well. But if you want, I can actually follow up with you after this to talk to you. Okay, thank you. Any other questions? Anybody? I don't see any other questions, Jason. If there's no other questions, then I'd like to thank everybody for staying on. I hope this was useful. A lot to take in, and I understand that, but I firmly believe that this is the future of how you can help grow your business and how you can compete with the majors like the CVSs of the world. I really, really believe that. That's why I spent a lot of time on this particular topic about how to increase your business using social channels. And if you have any questions, you can always just come back to me after this webinar, and I'll be more than happy to answer them. So with that, I'd like to say thank you, and I appreciate your time, and goodbye.